All right, so it's March 1st, 2017, and we're gonna do a little bit on Pro Team backpack training and education, okay? So we're gonna talk about how to properly wear the vacuum, how to properly use it for hard floor care, carpet care, mat cleaning, and then how to utilize it with accessories for corner and edge cleaning, high dusting, things like that, and then how to properly wrap a cord, okay? So first, we'll go ahead and we'll talk about the vacuum itself. So the new Pro Team Pro 6 is a little bit of a new model, and on this model it has kind of a cool feature in that on the front is actually where they put the exhaust. So now you can actually set the vacuum down on the floor if you ever need to vacuum something, and you don't have to worry about the exhaust going through the bottom, okay? There's actually 3 different levels of filtration, 4 if you include the exhaust fan, but 3 coming in. So you've got your cloth bag, which is new, or your disposable bag. You got your cloth bag, and then down inside here, there's actually a mesh filter, which you can rinse out with water, blot it with a microfiber cloth, and go ahead and set it back in there, okay? And that just has a little pop right there on the bottom, so you just line it up, click it down, and you're good to go. Cloth bag goes in, just like so. Your micro filter bag goes in. You want to make sure that's nestled up to the edge nice. Then you put your top on, like so. Your clips, and you're good to go, okay? Wearing it, how to properly wear it. First step, make sure that you got a nice length here so you can get it over your shoulder nice and easy. Come to the other side, slide it on, okay? Don't tighten up your shoulder straps. Always tighten the belt first, okay? So with these, you actually pull back, slide out, pull back, slide out. The easiest way, come to the middle like so, then you grab both and you just kind of snug it. It should feel like a belt, like a pants belt, okay? It should be nice and tight. It should be so tight, in fact, that you could take the straps off and the vacuum stays virtually in the same place. Why is that important? Because then all the weight of the vacuum is on your hips, right on your pelvis, where your spine meets, and holds your upper body, okay? That's where humans are designed to hold that weight, okay? So you put the straps back on. When the straps come back on, you should be able to feel your hand behind the vacuum. Why is that important? Airflow. You don't want a backpack vacuum stuck to your back so you're hot and sweaty all day, okay? The other benefit is it actually will act as a stabilizer, and it'll help you keep your body in an upright position, which is actually good for your posture and helps prevent worker fatigue, okay? Next step, go across the top here. Snug that down, okay? There's plenty of slack behind here for me, so I'm gonna just do a little adjustment so that it's nice and comfortable, okay? If you need to adjust this a little bit, you can. Good to go. Now all the weight's on my hips. No, hardly any of the weight is on my shoulders. I don't want it on my shoulders, I want it down here, okay? Next thing, you've got these little loops for your accessories. So I got one accessory, I put that on the front so that it lines up with my leg. And then I have the other one on the back, which I usually will flip out like that so it doesn't poke me, okay? So now you've got your accessories on you, you don't need to worry about those. You've got one wand, which actually has your upholstery tool on it. And then we've got the new wand, which we'll talk about here in just a minute, okay? The Cord-A. So now that the vacuum's on, how is this different from an upright vacuum? The primary thing is an upright vacuum will run at 85 to 92 CFM, which is cubic feet per minute of airflow, okay? Then it has a beater bar or beater brush. And in that beater bar or beater brush, we'll loosen up dirt, loosen up soil, so that upright vacuum can actually pick up the dirt, pick up the soil that it needs to, okay? A backpack vacuum does not have a beater bar. So you have to actually have more suction, more CFM in order to pick all that up. So a backpack vacuum actually has 150 CFM. So it has 60 more cubic feet per minute of airflow as opposed to an upright vacuum. That's where that additional suction power comes in, okay? Next thing is your cord. Getting it plugged in, okay? So you always start with the electrical side, okay? And I always recommend before you drop and get too crazy, loop this up, okay? That'll prevent this from getting all sorts of gunk and stuff built up on it over time, okay? So we're gonna plug in. Looks like those are outlets, so we're gonna plug in right here, okay? Then I'm gonna drop my cord. Now, on the side, there's a little cord catcher. So you're gonna take this, okay? You're gonna loop that through. You're gonna drop it down like this. And then you're gonna pull that snug, and you're gonna loop that onto your vacuum. Now, when you feel that pull, it's not pulling on the actual cord that's going into your vacuum. It's pulling on the up here, so you won't pull that cord out, which costs a lot of money, okay? Now you got your power on your side here. So, in the old days, you used to have one of these with a floor tool, and you would use it, you know, back and forth, just kind of similar to an upright, right? A lot of people would do it that way. Well, now they have a new style of wand, which is called the Pro Blade. And with the Pro Blade, there's now two elements of suction. You've got one coming here to this side, one coming out here to this side. So you get proper airflow throughout the entire length of the floor tool, okay? Vacuuming mats, real quickly. This can adjust. So if you are a shorter person, you're not 6'3" like me, you can adjust this down and then clamp it, okay? I always recommend looking through the little line there and extending it only as far until you see the end of the actual wand start to stick out, and then make sure it goes back enough. You want enough length in here so that it stabilizes, okay? So now it's nice and tall for me, I like it that way. Vacuuming these mats, because they are a bi-level mat, all the dirt soil drops down below the surface of the mat. Try to run an upright over it, the beater bar doesn't get far enough down, and there's not enough suction to pull it out. So you end up trying to go over it all day, try to get it fixed, right? So follow the flow of the diamond, one direction, follow it the other direction, and it'll be super easy to vacuum these mats, okay? So we're gonna do a little demo. You see the lines on the front of the mat, so what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna start here in the middle, then I'm gonna go to the edge, the back, edge, the back. Pattern's right here going this way, so I avoid wasted steps. Now you notice I'm not going back and forth. I'm going to allow the vacuum to work. I'm going a little bit slower because I don't want to have to go over it and use a lot of movement and waste a lot of energy. So I'm just taking a nice little easy pace, and I'm only going to have to go over it one time each way. And 99% of that dirt and soil is going to be picked up out of the mat. Be honest, Teresa, does it look like I'm working hard right now?
Well, you are, I can tell.
Okay, now I go this direction. And now that I'm on my second pass, if I see something that's being a little silly, then go ahead and take care of it. Now I see a few things, so I'm going to do a little extra work. See if I can pick those few things up, get them out of there. Okay? For the sake of time, I'm not going to go over it crazy. But who here thinks that's a whole lot better looking than what we've been doing previously, right? Yeah, definitely. So that's how you vacuum these mats with this floor tool, okay? Now, we've got two different tools. One tool is for carpet, purple carpet, okay? If 90% of your flooring is carpet and 10% is hard floor, it's okay to use this for your whole area. It's okay to use it on hard floor, okay? It's not gonna kill anything. Now, the reverse is also true. If 90% of your surface is hard floor and only 10% carpet, use this one, and it's okay to use this on carpet if you've got a few spots. Not gonna kill anything. If you have an area that's 50-50, 50-50 carpet, 50-50 hard floor, then I would take both tools with you. Because this is going to do a better job on hard floor for getting hair, fine particulate, stuff like that, because you got the bristle brushes. This is going to work a little bit better on carpet, and it's not going to wear out as fast as these bristle brushes were if you were pulling them across carpet all day long. Okay? So that's how those two work, and that's how they function. Now, from the accessory standpoint, so this is strictly hard floor. That's all we're using this for. On the floor, hard floor. You're using hard floor, carpet, whatever it is, that's what you're using this for. Now, your accessories are different because normally we would plug the accessory straight into this, and then we're limited to what we can reach, right? Well, now I have a wand. I can use my accessories for anything I want. I can turn this to the side. I can go across baseboards. I can turn it this way. I can go across something else. I can go turn it like upright like this. I can go across here. Or I can go like this. And I can go across here, right? Turn this on. Okay? Do my dusting. Any horizontal surfaces, I can go across those. Okay? So, I mean, really, use your imagination. Anything you can pick up, corner, edge work, high dusting, any horizontal surfaces, you can use this for that. Okay? We also have our additional two accessories. This is our crevice tool. You need to get down into between some sofa cushion seats, some chair seats. This is the perfect tool for that. Okay? If you need to actually clean the upholstery, go over the upholstery, this is the perfect tool for that. Right? So you just disconnect this one, stick it on your belt, plug this one on. When you're done, just switch back. Okay? So that's how the accessory attachments work. All right? So the last thing we're going to do is go over cord management, and then we'll get you guys out of here after a little Q&A. So I'm going to unloop my cord, and I'm going to unplug it. Okay? I'm going to unloop, unbuckle, set the vacuum down like so, and we're good. And for taller and shorter people, there is also an adjustment on the back here. There's a little screw. You can unscrew that and raise it higher. I recommend putting it on the lower setting because we have quite a few people that are big or shorter. And it really doesn't matter if you wear it like I showed you because it shouldn't be touching your back anyway. Okay? But that is an option that is available if you feel comfortable or more comfortable like that. Okay? So now that we've done our cord, and we're ready to kind of loop it up. There's a different way to loop a cord than what's been done in previous lives. A lot of people, let's be honest, do the elbow thing, right? Shaking heads, right? But a lot of people do it, but that's not really the right way to do a cord. If anybody's ever worked on stage for concerts and things like that, push the button on the side, Daddy. If anybody's ever worked on stage for concerts, all you have to do is loop it. So you pull it like so, loop, 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 loop. And as you can see, as I'm looping, I'm kind of doing my correction on my cord, and I'm setting it right one in front of the other, right? And it doesn't have to be perfect. If one flips over, you can correct it at the end. This cord is brand new, so it's a little stiff. But there's a method to the madness on that I'll show you here in just a second. Okay? Now it seems like, man, that takes a little extra time. I'm busy, I don't have time to do that. This will actually be your greatest time saver in the world. As you guys know, how many times has somebody had to spend 10 minutes unwinding the cord so they could actually get it to work, right? So now that this is where it's at, I give it a little bit of a pull here, and then I use my Velcro that I round up, and I snug it up so that it's ready to go for the next one. Now, why was it important to do it that way? Because when it comes time to use this again, I've got my electric cord on one side, I've got my plug-in for my vacuum on the other. So I can go to any outlet, I can unhook my loop, I can plug it in, I can drop the cord, and then I can just pick go. And it's not gonna wind up, it's not gonna bind up on me, okay? Then when it comes time to loop it back up again, I always unplug and start with the electrical and work my way to what I'm plugging into the vacuum, okay? And loop it just that way. And if you do that, you'll always have a cord that doesn't start circling up, doesn't start getting rips and tears in the cords. These cords are about 30 bucks a pop, so every time we go through a cord, we're spending $30. If you do it this way, we will get to the end of our law where you have to replace your cords after a certain amount of time, as opposed to having to replace them because they're not working anymore, okay? All right, so that gets to the end. There's only one more thing. We'll do a Q&A, I'll let you guys out of here. With vacuum bags, this is a fairly new bag. You can dump these bags one time, okay? My recommendation is to take them to an area where you're in a non-patient area, where we do garbage, where you have good ventilation, okay? You can take the bag, turn it upside down. You don't do the shake, shake, shake and get the dust going everywhere. You just put it inside of the garbage container. You tip it over and you let anything that's loose fall out. You put it back in here, okay? Then, once you've gone through it the second time, you know it's time to throw that bag away. Question, how do I know that somebody's dumped it before me? You can look on the inside of that filter bag, and if you start to see wear or a little bit of disintegration because it's pulling air through it, you know that it's been dumped, and go ahead and twist it up, dump it in the garbage, and grab another one, okay? You always want to make sure you've got a good solid bag in there. The bag should always be empty when you start, otherwise you're going to lose some power right at the beginning. No vacuum developer has come up with a way to make a vacuum keep the same amount of power no matter how full the bag is. It's not proven. I mean, every time it always deteriorates a little bit, okay? Anybody have any questions? Yes?
I know over time that out at the airport we had some of them that were similar. The cloth bags get dirty. Can they be rinsed or washed, or
Yes,
do we
they can.
take them upstairs and blow them out?
I don't recommend blowing them out because you're actually then creating holes. You're creating space for dirt to actually get through. So they are a micro cloth bag, so you can take them, rinse them out under a sink. You can hand wash them. You don't have to throw them through a laundering cycle. Literally hand wash them out in water with gloves on, and then you just kind of wring them out, hang it up, let it air dry. Okay? And the best thing for that would probably be to have our evening shift crew do that, so that way that bag can dry overnight. Okay? So that's something Russ can work out. Any other questions? So as you can see with this, not only for mats, but also, and just for the sake of me being able to talk during the recording, you can do a very large area with a backpack vacuum much quicker than you can with an upright. So I'm going to have everybody just slide their feet in for just a second, okay? So let's assume this is on for the sake of argument. I can go across here, I can tuck underneath, I can get all my edge work done, right? Okay? I can come across here, I can get all my edge work done. I can go in right under here, I can dip all the way down, get underneath, go across underneath tables, chairs, anything that's underneath me without having to do a whole lot of bending, okay? Now I've done my edge work, so I'm gonna use this just like I would a mop, except I'm not turning and making an S. Why don't I make an S? With a mop, there's no suction, so you have to make the S to keep the dirt flowing with you. With the backpack, there is suction, so you can go to the edge and you can go back and forth and you don't have to worry, right? So I go back and forth. As you can see, I'm standing upright. I don't need to bend over. I'm going back and forth. I'm using my right side of my body and the left side of my body, as opposed to an upright where I'm always going to one side. Then at the end of the day, you get the sore back, the sore hips, right? Go across. I can cover a lot more ground, as you can see, with this, as opposed to an upright. So if you use a backpack in an area, you actually are going to be able to get a lot more accomplished in a lot less time. Who here would like extra time to get more work done in their area? Not have to work harder, but work smarter, right? Everybody. So this is a great opportunity to be able to do that. And basically, people say, well, you can't create time. Well, actually you can. And so it takes me 2 hours to use an upright vacuum, but it only takes me an hour to use a backpack. I just created an hour that I can now use to get my high dusting done, to get my space care QL done, to get those types of things taken care of. To call my supervisor and say, hey, does somebody else need help? Do we have some discharges, right? Things like that. Go ahead.
Is this the only one we have?
This is the only protein that we have.
Yeah.
The goal is to get you these tools,
Yeah.
give you guys a chance to use them, and if you like them and you find that, hey, this is making our job easier, then ask your leadership to buy you some more.
I think it would be a good edging tool going around and doing, especially I have tile floors, and the dirt's got to go somewhere on tile floor. It's not going to go in the carpet. It's not going to go. It has to, you know, it stays in the corners. Basically.
It is a fantastic edging tool, and you take both wands with you. You do your edging with the one, you do your high dusting essentially with the other. Am I telling you, hey, replace your microfiber dusting with this? No, I'm not saying that, but if you already have the backpack on and you're already in an area, why not utilize the resource and get that stuff taken care of while you're on your route? And then you don't have to worry about moving it around with dusters and with cloths. Okay? Anything else? Okay. Obviously, after you give it a shot, you might have some questions. That's okay. Russ is here, I'm here. We'll be here to help you guys out. But the goal is we want to show you proper mechanics. We want to show you the functionality of the tools. Now it's your turn. Take them out, use them, take them for a test drive, ask questions, and give us feedback on what you think. Okay?
Okay.
All right. Thank you.
Thank you.
All right. So it's March 1st, 2017, and we're going to do a little bit on Pro Team backpack training and education. Okay? So we're going to talk about how to properly wear the vacuum, how to properly use it for hard floor care, carpet care, mat cleaning, and then how to utilize it with accessories for corner and edge cleaning, high dusting, things like that, and then how to properly wrap a cord. Okay? So first, we'll go ahead and we'll talk about the vacuum itself. So the new Pro Team Pro 6 is a little bit of a new model, and on this model it has kind of a cool feature in that on the front is actually where they put the exhaust. So now you can actually set the vacuum down on the floor if you ever need to vacuum something, and you don't have to worry about the exhaust going through the bottom, okay? There's actually 3 different levels of filtration, 4 if you include the exhaust fan, but 3 coming in. So you've got your cloth bag, which is new, or your disposable bag. You got your cloth bag, and then down inside here, there's actually a mesh filter, which you can rinse out with water, blot it with a microfiber cloth, and go ahead and set it back in there, okay? And that just has a little pop right there on the bottom, so you just line it up, click it down, and you're good to go. Cloth bag goes in, just like so. Your micro filter bag goes in. You want to make sure that's nestled up to the edge nice. Then you put your top on, like so. Your clips, and you're good to go. Okay? Wearing it, how to properly wear it. First step, make sure that you've got a nice length here so you can get it over your shoulder nice and easy. Come to the other side, slide it on, okay? Don't tighten up your shoulder straps. Always tighten the belt first, okay? So with these, you actually pull back, slide out, pull back, slide out,